Hi, YouTube. I hope your day is doing good. Mine's okay, not bad. We got a couple inches of snow last night, actually, almost about three of them. Oh, and before I might get interrupted or you might hear some noise, um, it shouldn't be too terrible, so just ignore it. I mean, it's peaceful now, but it might not be in a couple minutes. So, just so you know. Um, Yeah, I had a pretty cool morning. I made some mac and cheese out of a box and put some hamburger in it for my kitties and put some warmer in there so I could get some more in that little boy Yeti and so they'll be healthier. But I went in their house and it was basically kind of warm in there and it had gotten about 20 degrees last night. It's going to be about 17 tonight, but it really wasn't too bad in there. And some were sitting on that little couch I made them. And Yeti and the black one I call Puma came out. I have an insulated dog house in there with a flap over it, and it's up off the ground on some styrofoam. So it's like super, super warm. And then I got like some old sweaters and whatever in there for them. So they were like all cozy, and I've got like all kinds of kitty toys in there for them. And after I do some more work in there, I'll let you see it. But so I took some dishes in there for them, and I had some plastic that I had put down with a board by it so I could put their food on the plastic and their little feet could stay on the boards. And then there was another carpeted spot that's a rubber mat type of carpet that I put some more over there, and they were so happy. I got to pet every single one of them today, even the scarediest one, Puma. She let me pet her when she was eating her beefy mac and cheese. So, yeah, that was really cool. Every one of them. And so that's good because I can take care of them better that way and maybe even potentially find them homes, you know. So, you never know because otherwise, I don't know I mean, they're wild or we're wild. Um, I don't know. But anyway, I was listening to a call for an uprising. He had a video about in Delaware where the Satanic Temple, or they're not affiliated with them, they call themselves something else. Say they're not Satanists, but they have, it's called Satanic Delco, and they use the Baphomet and an upside down cross as their symbol, and they're pushing to let kids wear their t-shirts to school when no religious apparel is allowed in there. And a lot of them schools or Satanists were pushing to have after school Satan classes, so just some things to be aware of what they're trying to push on the children, you know make it acceptable. And this is true. 9 times out of 10, a Satanist is not going to come out and tell you they're a Satanist, and I don't see why not. It's like, hey, if you're my opposition, tell me you are. You so chicken shit that you can't come out and say who you are. You know what? Your daddy ain't gonna back you up. Mine will. You know. Excuse me a sec. Yeah, they're a bunch of cowards. Oh, I'm sure they're sneaky enough to do something to me if they could get away with it, if that makes them brave, you know. But I'm a whole lot braver walking into a whole room full of them and standing up to them, which I have hundreds of times, you know. So, Well, maybe more than hundreds, thousands of times, you know? So, yeah, who's braver in all reality, you know? Somebody that has to have a group of people behind them, or somebody that'll stand up to them all by herself. Yeah, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? You know? So, but yeah, it's widespread, and it's not that Satan's going to rise or anything. He's already here, obviously, and he isn't going to stop. They never stop. And if people actually read the scriptures the way they're written, there is a place for them, and it isn't going to be around us. They make their choice. I can't help that, and I don't feel sorry for them. You know, I I used to. When you're raised around people like that, and you learn to love them for their good ways, but the bad outweighs the good, and their hatred and interest in life itself. Maybe it stems, I used to think, from a mother that adopted me that never had her own natural children. But like I've said, then I see natural parents totally um, debilitating their own children so they don't excel um, the way God meant us to excel. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do something about this. I don't know what and I don't know how, but I'm going to. And when I first used the first computer, I was 12, and that was in 1970, I think. And I used it for my history and my math. And then I lived with the first internet IBM computer, um, because the programmer and the person that made the first Dungeon and Dragons game, I got to play that and things. And then I had, my mom worked for Control Data for a while with circuit boards and stuff. Then I started getting interested in the computers. And then I thought to myself, well, someday this is going to be all over the world, but I didn't know if I would live to see it. I thought it might take a bit longer, but it just caught on fire. And then with the advent of cheaper computers and actually handheld devices and everything, the whole world's connected like that, which is remarkable. But like I was talking about yesterday, we're all connected anyway and can tune in like that anyway. But then I got a question for the Satanists. If you're so spiffy, if things are going so good for you in your life and you're so powerful, why can't I hear your tiny little brain out in the ether? Yeah, I hear a few. I mean, I know there's ones that are connected with Satan that they can hear me and they can kind of answer, but they can't really conduct like a symphony, like talking to the whole world. And yeah, I can, whether you want to admit it or not. I know there's people that know exactly I can do that. The Masons knew that too. When I was a baby, they didn't have to guess; they could hear me thinking. You know. So, so like I said, where's your power? You can't will anything into existence, but you say that you're all banded together and you're creators and that you're going to create something together. No, you're not. No, you can't. Where's your will? You had free will and you screwed it up. Now what? You know, there's some people that think that there's second chances for people that are involved in killing other people. No, there's no second chances on destroying children. There's no second chances on playing God, you know. So you can ask, you can repent. That will work. But you can't go doing the same thing you've always been doing and say you've repented or even pretend that you do or be in between like I want to, but I don't know if I should. Well, you better understand what's more powerful, you or the person that made you. Not the person that used God's material to make you, but the actual creator, the one almighty. That would be kind of a really important decision nowadays because time's getting short in that respect. So, and I'm not playing. There's people out here acting like they're this or that. I don't care. In the end, it all comes down to you're either screwed or you're not. You know, if you're into screwing yourself, if that's how small you think about your own soul, well, I can't help that. I'm trying to. You know, as much as I'd like to rip somebody's head off for the shit that they've done to my kids, I'm being passive compared to the innermost feelings that could come out in a time of my danger and your demise. So, and this is true. So, take it for what it's worth. It's not a threat. These are the facts. You funky little fools mixed up the book and thought it was funny spell casting and doing your shit and trying to eliminate people that actually have willpower. Um, and you made a big mistake. And you do have a second chance here. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to threaten you. I'm just going to tell you that the story that you wrote in for yourselves is going to come true. When you thought you were going to cause fear in other people, and it's not going to go very well for you. Those scary things are going to come true, but they aren't going to touch a hair on one little head of a person that believes in God and has that faith. Now, the ones that believe in God but hate God, we got a little problem. Or you got a great big problem. It's a little problem to me. Little problem to take time to make a video to try and explain this to you once again, that this is the last chance. Satan's not rising nowhere. He had his time. He was loose for 1,000 years. On the lunar eclipse, that 1,000 years is up. It happens every 100 years, but it goes full bore almost for a half hour. Well, they say 23 minutes, but I think it's a little longer than that. But I'm just saying, this is the year, this is the time of the year, and that's how short the time of their transgressions, your transgression, if you're listening to me and you have affiliated yourself on the wrong side of the fence, you might want to come home. And you're more than welcome to do that. No questions asked, no punishment entailed, free and clear. That's a wonderful offer God made everybody, isn't it? So, if you're not in a repentant mind, and you never have been, or if you're just starting to think that you might be, you better run with that. Just take my advice. The person that actually put your soul in this flesh, not the fake one, the one that actually owns the flesh and the trees and the air and the water and the universe, everything. Um, that's something to behold and something to be thankful for, the beauty of it all and the love in other human beings that everybody shares, whether you're on one side or the other. But there are sides to pick, and there is a separation happening. Um, I'm not saying that you won't make it into the house of God, but do you want to be the least in the kingdom or on an equal playing field with everybody? I don't think you want to walk in there backwards on your belly. You know, you'd like to be able to hold your head up and say, hey, I was stupid, but I'm not stupid anymore, you know? So, and for the record, I've never been stupid. If anybody's listening, I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell you that I am. When I was born knowing who I am and who my father is, and I was born with that faith, I'm not stepping down to appease somebody else or make them feel better. And if you have sins that you've acted on and you think that I'm like that too, think again. My heart's a little bit stronger and a little bit different, and my brain's way different. You better think again. So, am I without sin? Well, because of Christ, I am. I've done some stupid things, but I don't pretend that I didn't know what I was doing. And were they God directed? Maybe they were. And I'm going to stand on that. You take it for what it's worth, but heed my words. What I'm telling you is true. I don't play at all. I am not acting. I don't find any enjoyment in any of this bullshit. And like I said, I'm not going to lower my standards and say, oh, well, I'm of a repentant heart because maybe you had slutty thoughts or whatever, and I've done that too. No, I haven't. So don't put me in that category. Thank you. You know, I was made a little different. And if you think I wasn't, well, that feeling that you're getting right now listening to me, that little kind of like Satan's gnawing at you, hater, hater. Well, I would say I wouldn't shun me if I were you. I would kind of listen up, Buttercup, because you're a little young. It's not because of my age, you know, it's because of how God made me, you know. And He put me in this strong body. That's suffering, yeah, I hurt. But like I said to people, you could break my arm off and I'll club you to death with the stub if you want a battle. And still, my offer is open to anybody. If you ever want to come and spar with me, hey, if you have any dislike for me whatsoever and want to take it out on me physically, don't play games over the internet. Contact me and we'll go out in my yard and we'll spar. And you can have your chance to destroy me. And I can too. That's fun to me. That's my that's my fun. I'm not kidding. I rarely get the chance. And like I said, I've let people, it's not like when I've trained and sparred, like I let people beat on me or anything. The only time I've been hurt is by people I loved, that I trusted, that I let close enough to me. If I'm battling, you're going to lose. I'm just telling you, I don't care how big or quick you think you are, you're not. So, yeah, I'm all that. Well, that's me. What am I supposed to do? Act like I'm somebody else? you know, that doesn't go over too big with me. I don't do that. As you can see, I don't dye my hair. I don't put on makeup. I'm not wearing fancy clothes, and I've got some beautiful ones. Although I did expect a beautiful dress that I never got. But I got silver for an investment instead. Whatever. I don't care about that either. Seriously. I could just like melt it down and make a doormat out of it for all I care, you know. So that's really how I feel about a lot of things. And when I see people, and I'm going to say it like it is, when I see women wearing makeup and trying to reveal their bodies and whatever, it's like, you're gross. You're entirely gross, you know. I know I'm cute just the way I am, and I can stand next to that shit and I'll make you feel like how I'm thinking because that's the way it is in the real world. So, whatever. And the type of guys that would go with something like that, ladies, listen up. let them go. really. I have quite a few male friends and female friends, and although some of you wear makeup, don't think I'm just getting down on you like that. I'm not. But I think you understand just what I'm saying too. You know, it is true. It's so unnecessary. Don't you feel cute enough with just don't you? You know? Tomorrow I might be going in town with Doug when you have a senior citizen denied his medication because he won't abide by a mandate that is not a law, and it's heart medication, and he's got COPD and asthma and high blood pressure, and he's like on in between 12 or 17 medications. I'm not kidding. And many of them are life altering. He needs them to live. And he was denied his medication. The chick literally threw his debt or his credit card on the floor, you know. So we're going to see how that goes tomorrow. I'll probably record it and name the video, with something like senior citizen denied medication over mandates, denied meds over mandate, something like that, because we have to stop this crap. It's getting out of hand, you know. And I got one other thing. Now, a lot of people have stopped doing this, but don't call people that would do anything for money elite. They're so far from elite. It's repulsive. They're going to be cleaning God's toilet, for God's sake. That's not elite, you know? I'm serious. Serious, serious. So, yeah, they're definitely going to be cleaning up the messes they've made. And that's when force comes in. God has not forced anybody to do anything up until this point. It has been their free will. And they took advantage of it, and they took advantage of other people. And we're going to put a stop to this crap. Coming up here, you'll see. There's great minds that think alike. And I know them. And we're going to put a stop to these bastards. And if, there's some I know that listen to me, and you can pretend you don't listen to me. You can pretend that nothing I'm saying is going to affect you. But you just watch come right after the beginning of this year, coming towards my birthday, and y'all know when that is too. And I'm going to have some fun, and you're not. And you just keep that in mind. I just told you what my fun was, so you can imagine what might be happening to you coming up. Now let's think of what could happen if somebody could just say, hey, I'm setting it up in the ether, and you're going to walk down your stairs and you fall on your back and break it, and there you'll lay for the rest of your life at the mercy of somebody else. Something like that. I mean, I'm not wishing that on nobody. I'm just conducting a symphony. The part you play in it is on you. So take it for what it's worth. Am I that powerful? Well, why don't you ask God if you ever talk to Him? Because the Spirit of God is definitely in me. Do I have to prove it? I have before. Why don't you think about, well, I know there's somebody that's watching me, and you know that's true. I'll tell you how. I'm sorry, but it's the way it is. Somebody that said that, they didn't have to worry about looking out in traffic or something silly like that, and they ended up having to buy a new bumper like about a week later after they said that. Something stupid like that. Um, just to show you I'm out in the ether, and that's who I am. So just keep that in mind. I'm not playing. I don't like games. I never play, and I win. So we win. So just, it is good against bad. Pick a side. Don't stay lukewarm. I'm telling you, I do love everybody, but when the love wanes, it's waxing cold because you're hurting kids. And it's never ended, but it will. And that's what it's all about right there. The next generations. So, and I have faith. Yeah, my soul's going to go on, has before. I mean, look out in public. You can look at different artifacts through centuries. Do you ever see my face before? Yeah, you have. Look around. Yeah, that's okay. You can say whatever you want to say. But this face is a really different looking face. And it's all over the place. Why would that be? Well, I think you know why. But if you don't, that's okay too. Like I said, I love y'all and I wish you the best. Am I blowing my own horn? Well, not entirely. I have some people that can acknowledge the fact that they need to let their egos go. You did not make yourself. You know? So, mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. You know who said that? Albert Einstein. He was kind of smart. Yeah. My motto is I never mind and it doesn't matter. Maybe that's yours too. But if you have God backing you up on that, I can correlate, So, all right, everybody, have a very wonderful and peaceful night or day wherever you're at. And if you can, I'll see you in the ether.